From one San Francisco startup to another, Snowball shows your messages from Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, several other social apps all in one inbox. Deirdre spoke with co-founder and CEO Anish Acharya on how his app is different and how mobile messaging is growing.
We felt like there's many different messaging apps that folks use to connect with their friends, but really the people are more important than the apps themselves. So being able to provide everything in a single unified interface was important and useful.
So some studies show that mobile messaging use, just app use, increased more than 100% last year. So how is that going to translate to dollars on the bottom line for Snowball?
Absolutely. I think messaging is evolving, and it's evolving from a way for us to chat with our friends into the primary access and discovery point for everything that we do on our phone. And Deirdre, a great place to actually see this already is Asia. If you go to China and whether you want to call an Uber, get a restaurant reservation, or even find a date, the first place you go is WeChat, the messaging app. And WeChat's building a fantastic business by being that access and discovery point. So our belief is as messaging evolves in the West and Western messaging apps become the place that you discover and actually transact, we can take a big piece of those transactions by being that nexus.
Well, that makes sense. And I know, Anish, that you launched in October and you've had more than 100,000 downloads. Is that true?
That's correct, yes.
So what is the growth metric that you are evaluating, whether it's downloads or whether it's something else, and how much time are you giving yourself at Snowball?
Absolutely. So today the focus is getting the product right on a per user basis, so making sure that it solves the problems of individuals. And I think this is something tech companies get wrong sometimes. They're always targeting scale, and for us the goal is eventual scale. The primary target now is getting the per user metrics right, and we'll scale when we're ready to. The data that we've seen so far is fascinating. We see the average person's actively using over 5 communication apps weekly and receiving 39 social messages a day. So it really validates the thesis that one, messaging is high volume and higher volume than ever, and two, that it's fragmented across many messaging apps.
I know, Anish, that you have gone through fundraising. You've raised more than $2 million so far. What has been the best use of the money to date?
The best use of the money? Certainly hiring the best people. It's funny, we built our first company 5 years ago. And at that time, the hardest problem was fundraising, even raising a small seed round. Today, the hardest problem really is hiring, especially in the Bay Area ecosystem. So we need more money than we would have previously needed to get the very best and brightest folks working on this problem with us.
All right. The app is called Snowball, and the co-founder and CEO, Anish Acharya, you just saw him. We'll be